The AI revolution was supposed to be about clever models and brilliant software. Instead, it was quietly turned into a massive supply chain problem. In 2025, one company didn't just sell the tools for the revolution. It sold the mine, the roads, the trucks, the fuel, and the map. Reuters reported NVIDIA controlled 80% of the AI chip market. Fiscal 2025 results showed record revenue of $130.5 billion. But now, regulators are circling. This didn't happen by accident. NVIDIA built a trap so elegant, so seamless, that the entire global industry walked into it willingly. Chapter 1. The Software Moat. The story doesn't begin with a chip. It begins with a decision made back in 2006. It starts with CUDA. NVIDIA introduced it to let GPUs handle general-purpose computing, not just graphics. It changed everything. Today, CUDA is the hidden software layer that lets applications harness raw GPU power. It's the libraries, the debuggers, and the compilers. Think of CUDA as the plumbing inside a giant skyscraper. You never see it. But once every apartment in the building depends on the same pipes, you own the building. Researchers wrote in CUDA. Startups trained models on CUDA. Then the cloud giants followed. By the time the gold rush started, the ecosystem was set. NVIDIA made the easiest path, the most NVIDIA-shaped path. Switching away meant rewriting years of work, retraining entire teams, and risking total performance collapse. Chapter 2. The Hardware Trap. Once the software was locked, NVIDIA made sure the hardware became impossible to escape. AI models became exponentially hungrier. Training runs that once took days now take months. GPUs, designed for parallel processing, became the only viable fuel. In 2025, they launched Blackwell. It wasn't just a processor, it was a data center scale infrastructure platform designed to function as one single, massive computer. With the GB200, NVIDIA connected 36 CPUs and 72 GPUs into one chassis. It's a design that forces the entire infrastructure to rely on their specific components. This is a stack of dependency. The model needs the GPU needs the interconnect needs the software. Every layer reinforces the next. Even when firms try to design their own systems, NVIDIA expands. They move into CPUs, networking, and enterprise software. They own the entire floor, not just the room. This is where the power compounds. Every new generation of AI increases the cost of leaving.
Error. Not
And
NVIDIA
NVIDIA forces a
compatible.
brutal, rapid product cycle. Chapter 3. The Economics of Dependency. If you're a rival, you aren't just chasing a product. You're chasing a moving target that updates every single year. Customers don't just buy hardware. They bet their entire future roadmap on NVIDIA's next release, their next library, and their next pricing tier. This is how a market becomes dependent without feeling forced. It's a strange digital gravity. Everyone is pulled toward this center. Startups buy NVIDIA because it's the only way to build. Cloud giants buy it because their customers demand nothing less. Researchers stick to it because their life's work is written in CUDA. They aren't being coerced. They are just following the path of least resistance. It's a domino effect of necessity. Once you commit your code and your engineers to the ecosystem, the cost of switching becomes a mountain. Chapter 4. The Backlash. By 2026, the quiet monopoly was getting loud. Regulators worldwide started asking the question they feared most. It's no longer just about market share. It's about the risk of one company owning the entire pace, access, and possibility of the global AI economy. From the US Justice Department to authorities in France and China, the circle is closing. They are questioning if one entity should hold such absolute power. Even acquisitions like Run AI faced massive scrutiny. forcing NVIDIA to navigate a gauntlet of legal and regulatory hurdles just to grow. They built a toll booth on the highway to the future. And as AI becomes the new electricity, everyone is asking, what happens if the company turns off the lights? It's a monopoly hidden inside convenience. They didn't force the industry into the box. They made the box the only place worth living. By 2026, the question of whether AI is useful has been answered. It is the new infrastructure of the global economy, and NVIDIA is the primary architect. We have moved past simple chatbots. We are now building AI factories, massive, industrial-scale compute facilities that are essential to national security and economic growth. At the 2026 shareholder meeting, the message was clear. The next frontier is agentic AI systems that don't just talk, but act, build, and solve problems in the physical world. The war has shifted. It's no longer just about training the biggest model. It's about inference, the speed, cost, and efficiency of running those models in the real world. New challengers are rising: Cerebras, Grok, Fractal. They are fighting for the efficiency crown, pushing for specialized chips that can beat the general-purpose GPU at its own game. Yet they face the ultimate wall, the CUDA ecosystem. It's the operating system for AI. Developers, libraries, and years of research are all baked into NVIDIA as silicon. The geopolitical reality is now unavoidable. When you control the supply chain for the world's intelligence, you become a gatekeeper of sovereign capability. From high-stakes smuggling probes in Singapore to export restrictions in China, the hardware has become the most valuable commodity on the planet. Is this sustainable? Wall Street prices imperfection, but the industry is desperate for options. The world is trying to diversify, but it's like trying to rebuild the foundation of a skyscraper while the building is already occupied. NVIDIA didn't just sell hardware. They sold an inevitable future. They made it so that to choose against them is to choose to move slower than the rest of the world. The trap wasn't built with chains. It was built with convenience, performance, and the simple, brutal reality that when you build the future, you get to set the price of entry.